Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from Mason Works Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone today with MarBeth Dunn. Hi, MarBeth.
Hi, Kathy.
I'm so glad to see you. I miss you. I wish you lived closer because we would have so much fun.
We would totally have fun. I wish you were here. I mean, it's warmer here.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Actually, it's zigzag here. The weather, like today, a couple days ago was 60, but in between you might have snow. So, and wind, you might have.
I know. I was just in Albuquerque, I guess, a few weeks ago to visit the fam, and we had 60-degree weather for 2 days, and then it dropped to 28.
That's right. I mean, you have to like the seasons to live in these type of climates, whereas you go from warm to warm to tropical. Yeah. So MarBeth lives in Florida. I live in Colorado. That's why we're talking about this. But I want you all to know so much about MarBeth because MarBeth is a very magical being. She is highly intuitive and a healer, but she heals business people and their businesses, sort of like what I do, only and works for peace. But she does her work as a coach and mentor. So it's not that, so I do feature a lot of healers that want you to get on their massage table or work remotely. MarBeth can do that, but she's taken a much bigger job of helping these conscious businesses that their work's so important to get out in the world. She helps you be a better you so you can do that, correct?
Absolutely.
Oh, good. I'm glad I did that.
Well, everything is consciousness, Kathy, and everything is a living entity, even though it doesn't appear to be. So your business is also, just as you are, just as our planet is.
Yes, yes. Well, the thing is that MarBeth has a way of working with you that you don't dredge up all your stuff. That's part of the beauty. She does make noises. When she does, right? Right. Okay. Well, anyway, and it's okay. She's fine. But while she clears you, there are all sorts of things that are happening that you don't have to go through. You don't have to. It's not spiritual bypass, but you do not have to relive and refire up the energy around your trauma drama story in order to do the job you came here to do. So Mark, tell us some more about that. Don't let me put words in your mouth because I know you have stories of things you've done. I just love what you do.
Oh, well, I love what you do. So, it's this mutual admiration society.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I work with people, I'm very empathic, as are you. And I can feel where people, energetically are holding things in their field. We are all patterns of light and information. We appear to be these solid bodies, but we are so much more. These solid bodies, or these bodies that appear to be solid, are actually created out of energy. And if we condensed all the energy, it would be about the size of an apple seed. When you look at the model of a molecule, it has the nucleus and all of these other little energetic pieces, but there's so much space in each molecule. And that's why if you condensed it, it would be that tiny. But so we are basically patterns of light and information in the physical form here, but there's a greater part of us. This is maybe 1% of what we are. We are so much greater. And as we focus on being a body and living our lives as a body, we lose that connection to that greater part of us. So one of the ways that, because we're all connected energetically, it's called quantum entanglement. I can feel what's going on with Kathy, even though she's in Colorado and I'm here in Florida, and we are quantumly entangled. And it's just it's really a pretty miraculous thing when you recognize that we are all connected, and we're all connected to our beautiful Mother Earth. And I do want to talk more about that because there's so much going on these days, and people are living in a state of when's this other shoe going to drop? Because It just seems that there's just one thing after another, from the fires in Australia to all of the species that are dying. And, it just seems like there's just so much going on. So we'll address that because that's so important right now. What's really important is that we move into a state of peace and connection with each other and with our greater selves. That's paramount here. Yeah. And we can't do that if we're focused on the news.
Right. Well, I don't watch the news. My daughter kids me and says I get my news on Facebook, and she's right.
She's right. I know. I do too. I do have little headlines that'll come across the screen. Yeah. But I don't really want to read them, because when I do, then I find that my level of expansion just contracts.
Well, again, that's where we came here to be co-creating with the force of love and expanding that, not this fear. And so that's where so much of this is like, how do you flip that fear, or how do you use that? Because fear and anger has potential. It has this fiery potential to co-create, but you can't, when you contract, you can't do that. If you can flip it, you can expand it out and do good with it, which is what you've done. The last time MarBeth was on Conscious Business Zone last year, we were talking about, she had a how many day meditation for peace?
It 6 months of a daily meditation. It was about 15 minutes with the broadcast, but about a 7-minute meditation. And and that went for 6 months, and I really hated to stop it, but I was moving in the process, and it really is a huge commitment to be there on a daily basis. Yeah. But I've been checking in every day, is it time for me to lead another meditation? And I keep getting no. But I would like to do one. What's coming up for me is maybe this Sunday, and I'll let you know, because just not for a long-term commitment right now, but to bring everybody together, and let's focus on some issues. But rather than focusing on those issues, I want to address what you were saying of like, how do we flip it?
Right.
I'm going to segue a little bit. So, for many, many years, I've been in a relationship, my fiance, Harrison Klein, and we have a wonderful relationship. But there was a point in the very early part of our relationship that it was not going well. And all I could see was what was wrong. I could just focus every time he would do something, no matter what it was, I would see it from a very negative perspective. Uh-huh. And then one day, I realized, actually with the help of a friend, that rather than focusing on what was wrong, I couldn't even utter a word of criticism unless I focused and was able to give him 10 very positive compliments. And that was very hard for me to do at that time, because it just seemed that everything was wrong. Now, there's a very strong correlation here to our planet.
Right.
But I'm going to continue the story. And so it was really difficult for me to move into this positive space with him because all I could see was what was wrong.
Right.
And so I tried. I was committed to doing this. I figured, what the hell, I can, give it the old college try here. So I did. I focused on. It was hard. It was like, okay, what can I think of that's good here? Well, he does the dishes. And so, and I focus on one thing at a time. And we all have this reticular activating system where when you start to look for something, other things come up.
Right.
That are related to it. And so I started to see all these positive things. And since I couldn't utter a word of criticism until I was able to come up with 10 positive things, it flipped it. It totally flipped it. We are just more and more in love every day.
No, it's
yeah.
Did you get that idea from Marion Head?
What was that?
Did you get that idea from Marion Head?
No, I love Marion. No, I actually got it from Christine Baumgartner, who's a friend of mine and a relationship coach.
Oh, perfect.
I'll totally credit her because it was a wonderful thing. But I know Marion did the same thing with Glenn.
Well,
but we did that independently of each other.
That's interesting. Oh, yes. Well, I want you to know that Milana Fiore is here and Cheryl Stegman. So you guys, if you have questions for MarBeth, MarBeth is a powerful healer, intuitive. And if you have any questions, and she might be able to tap in, I don't know.
I can do that.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing, you guys. It's so cool.
So I wanted to also offer another story. When I was creating a program for some of my students and mentees. And again, part of that was to list 10 things that I really loved about myself. Well, what was really interesting, and I had done so much work on myself at that point, when I got to 5 and I got stuck.
Wow.
But I knew that if I had to list 20 things that I didn't like, that would have been no problem at all. And that was a huge revelation. So during the day, other things would pop into my head because I had asked the question, what do I love about myself? So now I started to see these positive things. And that's what we need to do right now with our planet. We need to focus on all the positive things that we're seeing rather than on all of these things that are screaming wounds that we think are going to lead down the path to destruction. We are so powerful. And when we ask ourselves, what is there today that's so positive on this planet that I can just feel the gratitude and just bask in the beauty of these positive things? Don't you know that there's going to be so many things that are popping into our heads?
Right.
This planet is really illusion. It's not real. According to the Upanishads, it's all Maya. And according to A Course in Miracles, it doesn't really exist.
Right.
But what does exist is the love connection that we have with all of our brothers and sisters.
Right.
And so we need to recognize that it's all either love or people are crying out for love.
Right. Right.
We don't have to be the ones to answer the cry.
Right. Right.
No, we can just surround the situation in love. Just put that love energy all around it and continue to focus on really wonderful, positive things.
So that's perfect. So if you do the thing on Sunday, maybe you can do what 10 things everyone loves about the planet and have them bring it and then make a list and then work on the energy of all of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I
You,
think that would be fun.
yeah, you can see what's happening with the energies now with Australia, where there were all these vigils for people to pray for rain, and it started raining. Now I don't know if they can turn it off. It may rain for a while now.
I hope so. It needs it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So,
one of the, look at all the beautiful things that happen. I mean, we can look at the, there's horrible devastation. We've lost all these animals and people, but at the same time, look at the people that came together.
right.
Look at the people that came together all over the planet to create these meditations.
Right.
And look at the results. So there are some very, very positive things that are happening. Right. And that's really where we need to put our focus.
Exactly.
It's not really being a Pollyanna, although I don't think that's a terrible thing.
But I can handle it.
Yeah. But that's so important. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is that, I think it's really important to collectively create something very, very positive. So I think that was very wonderful that people were creating these meditations, to do that. But I think we need to go further.
So I wanted to ask, you won an award for your work with your peace meditation, and could you talk a little bit about that? I know you were surprised you didn't do it for an award.
No, I did not do it for an award. I woke up one day and I had been having some health challenges at that time, and I just, I was focusing on my spiritual path, and I woke up one day with this knowing, it was like a download. You've got to do this meditation, and it's going to be in 2 weeks. And I was like, excuse me, could I have a little bit more time to prepare for this?
That isn't the way it works, is it?
No. So luckily I had a team at the time. And so we got everything set up, and I was planning to do it on my conference line. It was going to be an audio, and it didn't work. And so I grabbed my phone, set it up on the patio, and did a live broadcast, and that was it. That's how the meditation started.
Right.
And
on the first one, I went to almost all of them. I missed probably a few and had to see them later, but I was on it. MarBeth, it was wonderful.
It was so wonderful. The shift that you could experience during the meditations was really wonderful. I have them all up on my YouTube channel still. So
that's so cool. Well, Joanne Palladino's here. Hi, Joanne. She's an amazing.
Hi, Joanne.
Seeing the blessings in all of this change, she says. And Harrison says, hi, my babies.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
You never know what he's going to do.
I know. You never know. So it's so important. So we've learned, so how important it is to really focus on the positive, because if we focus on the negative, it's like the law of attraction. What you focus on is going to magnify. And so we really want to focus on good things.
Yes. So you kind of sort of changed the subject when I mentioned you won an award.
I did. It was the Unstoppable Award from the Evolutionary Business Council.
Yes, and you should be very proud of that. I mean, you did this because you were called by Source to do it, by Spirit to do it. But you didn't do it because you wanted an award. In fact, you were shocked by it.
I was pretty shocked.
Yeah.
I had 3 nominations for 3 different awards, and I was just so really amazed. I have it in a beautiful, right in front of me, actually. It's just.
Well, I want to ask about that, and welcome other people. We've got Richie Souter here, and we've got Victoria Lindquist. Hi, Victoria. Okay, so I got a question about the co-creation part, because that's the part I just feel like we're here to get back to playground time. And that's what you and I, when we get together, that's what we do. Or
We
hey,
could go on for many hours.
except we go in the zone.
Totally.
We're not necessarily in 3D when we're doing it. But the question I have is, how do you see 2020 us being working together in this co-creation? Because I see, we need to do the inner work, because the inner creates the outer. But how do we work with everyone? So we've got Harrison saying one of the great skills for the next decade. And Richie Souter says, hello, beautiful hearts. Zach Bergen says, love, living on virtual energies. Just saying hi. We're too high, Tier. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, so we're getting some great. So you guys, you're welcome to ask questions of MarBeth. She is a remarkable healer and a miracle maker.
Well, the miracles flow naturally when we are focused on our connection to source. I think in all things, we have to be aware. And I know that's a little woo-woo right now. People are focusing on mindfulness techniques, being very present, which is important because you're releasing the past and you're not in the future. You're being absolutely present. That's a wonderful place for miracles to begin. In the present moment, because that's where we have that divine connection, and that's where we can connect with one another. And that was one of the beautiful things about my meditation. I do want to start another meditation. I have not been told when yet. We'll do the one on Sunday because I think that'll be a lot of fun and a great way to connect and to focus on positive things. I think the most positive thing is the connection that we have with each other.
Right. Well, so can you explain, because some people just came in, a little bit about the peace meditation. It was a daily meditation for 6 months. And you didn't miss a day. You did have some other people help you.
Right. I brought in because the first 30 days, I did it myself every day at 12 noon, 7 minutes. It was, and I waited for a few minutes for people to come on, and then we did our meditation. So it ended up being about 15 minutes a day, but it's a huge commitment. Other things come up. And so what I realized, I loved doing the meditation. I loved the connection with everyone. And I felt the power of that connection because we were focused on, that was part of this experiment, to focus on the Middle East. And during the period of our meditation, the level of violence dropped significantly in the Middle East. I mean, we had figures from an independent organization that we posted on our page at the time. And, that was a significant drop. And that really encouraged me to keep going with the meditation. But I realized that I needed a couple of days off during the week to bring in other people to lead the meditation. And the Evolutionary Business Council had some amazing people. And so I invited them and other wonderful thought leaders and authors. And, so we had a really diverse group of people to hold that focus. And it was so powerful, just for the entire period. There were a couple of spikes, but overall, the level of violence did drop during that 6 months period. So, and it's not something that's original. Other people have done this experiment before. I can't think of his name, from the Transcendental Meditation. Yeah. I mean, they've done that. They were in Israel during the war in Lebanon and meditating, and the fatalities dropped like 20%. In Lebanon during the war. So, and they went to Washington, but they went physically to places
Right.
and meditated there, and then the level of violence would drop. And and that was repeated several times. But what we did is that we united. We would expand our awareness and meet on that energetic plane, on that spiritual plane where we're all connected as one. And that's really where our power is.
Exactly.
And that's why I think the meditation was so successful. And it didn't matter if people couldn't make the meditation. It was great. I think it was probably more powerful if they did. However, afterwards, they could still join the meditation and the energy was still there. So it added to it.
Yeah, because there was times when I couldn't make it when you did live. So I watched it afterwards, but it came to be like a wonderful gift to give myself, because it wasn't that long. It wasn't like, oh no, I don't have an hour. It was short enough that I could just fit it in. And it was this plug into all that is, that nurtures.
Yes.
Because of that, it felt like a love bath in a lot of ways. And I really appreciated it. I kind of miss it, actually. I know you need a break, but
And there've been scientific tests that show that when people are in gratitude, that have proven, when people are in a state of gratitude, when they hold it, when they're in that state of love, that their immune system it just improves dramatically.
right.
And so you're actually doing something wonderful for the planet, but then you're also doing something wonderful for yourself.
Right. Well, and there isn't, in the real scope of things, you are that. Anyway, let me tell you what a couple people, Harrison's been prolific, so I'll see.
He's always prolific.
I know he's brilliant. But Zach Bergen says, we create our own blocks so it's not woo-woo, to realize that love is our birthright, and we blocked love if we are not experiencing miraculous living.
Absolutely. Amen.
Yeah, I think it. Thank you, Zach. He needs a bio break, Harrison said. So should we wait to read some of this? As one of the great skills needed due to accelerating energy and volatility, I don't know what that word is, for this coming decade will be unpredictability. So I'm assuming what he's talking about is that we need to find balance, a way to stay calm in the storm.
Well, I think that's really important. There's always one thing that's constant, and that's change, right?
Right.
So that, I would say, is unpredictability. And it's obvious, things are shifting right now. So we have to, the one thing that's not changeable is our eternal nature.
Right.
We're going to be around forever, no matter what. That's who we are, this eternal nature of ourselves, and remembering that the physical body is just a very small part of it. The physical earth is just a small part of that, because we are bigger than the universe.
Right. But that's
all of them.
That's the part that the magic and the miracles is, once you take someone by the hand and help them, hold up a mirror to them to show them who they really are, and then help hold the energy so that they can do that. That's the next step, because the awakening at first is seeing yourself, oh, I'm not those constructs from my family or my ethnic heritage or whatever it is. I'm not that. I am this incredible life force energy that came here to, you put oy vey, oy bay. Harrison. Oh no. Anyway, Harrison, I'll interview you next. I love him. So anyway, all I'm saying is that how do you do that? How do you take someone from because I know that's what you're doing. I know you see their divinity, and then you make it visible to them. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and so often, we have these shadows that block the divinity. They're not really there, but when we have to shine light on them in order for them to dissolve. Sometimes it's just a matter of surrounding them with love. So if I'm working with someone who has a past life issue that's affecting things that in their life, maybe it's a relationship from a past life, or it could even be an ancestral issue, or it could be something from their childhood, since we're patterns of light and information.
Right.
So often we were looking at things through these filters that are created by these old issues. So and you can't really see the filter, so it's like this invisible filter that's
Right.
preventing you from seeing things as they really are. So it's important to shine the light on these filters,
Right.
and then we can just remove them, dissolve them, and that's how we start to remove these shadows that are blocking this luminosity of who we are. We step into our greatness, and that's
So, oh,
did we lose you? There you are.
well, you popped off for a second, but we're back.
Okay, good. Yes, and you're looking clearer also. I don't know.
I don't know. Be Live's having issues today, but that's all right. It's still everything you're doing is so important for people to know that you're a resource to go through and clean up and release the obstacles that keep you from being the love that you are. Right?
Absolutely. Yes, because we are love.
That's
That's who we are. And as we focus on negativity, on things that appear to be happening around us, then it really diminishes. We start to contract and diminish ourselves because we feel that we're powerless.
right.
So it's really important to look beyond that and just ask, how can I see this in a whole different way? I want to see things from a different perspective. I want to look through the eyes of love, and I want to see everything through the eyes of love.
Well, I'm so excited because you have created a way to be in both worlds without being irresponsible. Because a lot of the people I work with that are energy healers or change agents, when they go to the higher dimensions, they're not here, or they can't follow through in the same way that you can in 3D. So could you talk about that a little bit too?
Yeah, I think the phrase is to be in the world but not of it. So you're actually seeing things from a much more neutral place.
Right.
So you're not getting caught up in all of the emotions and the fear and we have a president right now who's stoking fear.
Right.
You know, that's what he wants to do. And it's so important to be in a space above it. You're up here, but you're also grounded, because we wouldn't have these physical bodies if we weren't supposed to use them.
Right.
But the trick is to be here, but not get so upset. No, don't get so caught up in everything that seems to be so terrible. You need to move into a different place and just ask, how can I see it differently?
Right.
And these open-ended questions are so powerful because they can shift us without any resistance.
Right. Right.
They just totally take us right beyond the resistance, because we're not saying, oh, you have to do this. You have to shift your perspective. And then, that doesn't work. It might work. But in general, if you want to shift your perspective and you want to move beyond any resistance, anytime we have resistance, you're up against a wall.
Right.
We don't want to be there.
Right. Right. Well, part of the thing that you do also is that you're talking about, getting calm during the storm, but you actually get people to joy. So it isn't just, so upset to calm to joy.
Right. Exactly. To expansion. It's really an expansion into joy.
Yeah.
And there's so many ways that we can get there too. Just listening to some music, getting up and dancing.
Yeah.
These are very positive things. Meditating is wonderful. Mindfulness, I think, is like the biggest buzzword around these days, because they're able to use it now in corporations. It's become very mainstream. These are all very powerful ways. When you're in the present moment, you're not thinking about things that you consider challenges. I don't like the word problems at all. I like the word challenges, because that's really what they are. It's part of your curriculum.
Right. In Earth School. Right?
Yeah.
We're in Earth School. And so MarBeth, we only have about 10 more minutes. Do you want to do a process and let people have an experience? Do you want to? That would be great. And you guys were so lucky. Really, she's fabulous. So,
right. So are you going to be the guinea pig?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So what's happening? As soon as I tapped into you, Kathy, I went right to your root chakra.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah. And when I tap into the root chakra, as an empath, I can feel where people are holding things in their bodies, and so it's manifesting in the root chakra.
Okay.
And which could be about your home, could be about your family, could be about money, could be anger, and there's some anger there.
Okay.
Yes, and we know what that's about, but we're going to release it today. Okay. So let me just tap in a little further. So is there anything we need to know about this? Yes. It's not from this lifetime.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And it can definitely go.
Yes. So let's find where it is. So let's see where it is. I'm feeling, when I go here, can you feel that in your solar plexus and in your throat? Yeah. So this is the lifetime. We don't need to know what it is. It's just a story, but we're going to surround it with love.
Okay.
And there it goes. So you might feel a little lightheaded. Still releasing. There's the little noises that we were talking about.
It isn't really burps, you guys. It's something.
No, I try not to do that, especially on camera.
She does make sounds as she's healing. It's all good.
Just releasing. See, that was another little release. I can just feel it going. So, and I feel it's releasing. So is there more? What is your body? See, I'm asking your body what it wants. Your body basically gives like a computer printout. Now I'm still feeling somewhat in the root chakra, but more up in the solar plexus.
Okay.
So put your hand on your solar plexus.
Okay.
And just bring your awareness right now. Oh, there it goes right into the root chakra again. Okay, that's where
the little devil is moving around.
That's good. It's moving around because it's leaving.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we're going to focus our energy right now in the root chakra. Is this another past life? No, this is not. Is it a ancestral pattern? Does it have to do with anger? It does have to do with anger. So we're going to just, what are we going to do here? Oh, okay. I feel like this is a pattern that we're going to need to just put everybody in a little bubble of light.
Okay.
And then we're going to extricate this anger because it's part of a pattern.
Okay. I'm getting really warm.
It's coming out of your root chakra right now. Pulling it out. I'm in an Iron Man suit. I don't want any of this to attach to me. And there's more. I'm actually going to.
This show may be 2 hours long now, guys. No, I appreciate this. This will be great.
You're going to feel much better after this. So we're still pulling this out of your root chakra. And okay. And now what we need to do is to pull you out of this anger pattern. I'm just going to send it off to the light. And you are here, and we want to go back into your solar plexus. So we'll put you in your solar plexus and integrate it. Okay, that's shift. How do you feel?
Lightheaded?
Yeah, definitely lightheaded. There's still something going on in your root chakra. You know, there's something about the root chakra, and it has to do very often when people have experienced in childhood a level of having no boundaries. You know, like people have kind of pretended that you didn't have any, and they kind of pushed you around a little bit. We kind of lose our ability to judge what are good boundaries for ourselves. So, so what's happening here is I'm sensing like a vulnerability, which is, you know, what also shows up in the root chakra. You know, it's a security place. It's where we feel insecure. It's where we feel anger. It's where we feel money issues. This is not money.
No.
This is just, it's actually kind of like, what am I going to do without this anger to protect me?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Wow.
Because the anger was, in a way, it was protective. So what I want you to do, this is going to be really cool. I want you to bring your awareness down into your lower chakras.
Okay.
There's beautiful energy centers, and just expand. Just allow yourself to expand out. It's actually going up into your second chakra now. But just keep expanding. Just feel yourself getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And notice how things shift for you. I don't know if anybody in the audience is noticing that also. Just noticing. You feel like things are releasing as you're expanding.
Right.
It's like you're embodying yourself.
Yeah. Ian Michael Connor says, this is so interesting. I can relate in so many ways.
Yeah, see, now this is already, you're already releasing stuff. There's still stuff going on, but it's shifting.
My ears are making noise. A lot of times that's my connection, and they're going pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. You're releasing a lot of old stuff.
Oh, thank you. Wow, what a gift. Thank you.
And you're feeling a little more grounded now too, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I have a busy day. So this is really helpful. I've had a very busy week, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's great. Oh, thank you so much. So Ian, we can definitely feel it. So hopefully everyone in the replay, and then the people on here will let us know what results they have. I definitely, my third eye is like going wow right
Well,
now.
we just cleared some of the shadow that's blocking your luminosity.
It's great.
Yeah,
Watch out, world.
world.
Yeah, time. It's playtime anyway. Right, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much, MarBeth. I've been, for anyone that wants to learn more about MarBeth, please go to her site. She's also active on Facebook, so you can find her here on Facebook. I've got her site up. It's marbethdunn.com. And MarBeth, is there anything else that you'd like them to know before we sign off?
Yeah, friend me on Facebook, and I think that we'll my group is the World Miracle Peace Experiment, and so what I'll do is I'll announce what we're going to do on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll do a lovely group expansion meditation.
Well, and if you feel that you've got blocks to doing your soul mission and you want someone to, you can see what she just did with me. We need everyone to show up, not me. It'd be cool if everyone would show up as their luminous self rather than the storyline that we have. And MarBeth could help you do that, as you can see, very quickly. So
Yeah.
without pain, without having to know, without all the torment, not a bunch of tears, be tears of joy rather than tears of sadness.
Look at you. You're looking so beautiful and luminous.
Oh, really? I can't see my Be Live. I'm black on this screen.
I know. Live is a very strange platform.
I like it. I've done well with it, but sometimes it does do. We're just, our energy's probably whacking it. That's all.
That could be too. I don't dare wave my hands. We don't know what could be.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much, and bless you for helping me today. This is going to make today a lot better. Well, the rest of my life a lot better. Thank you so much. And again, you guys, take advantage of MarBeth. She's a very powerful resource, and you'll find you'll be so glad that you met her. She will change your life. So,
Kathy,
I love you so much. Thank you. So we're going to sign off now. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.